Shalom, shalom. This is Shalom from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us His truth, peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. And this is Google AI. I just typed up the new minimum wage proposal. So it's called it says a new federal bill, the Living Wage for All Act. As you see, they want to increase minimum wage from $17 an hour to $25 an hour. I'm just going to read through. It says proposes raising the national minimum wage to $25 per hour by 2031 for large employers. Meanwhile, DeKalb County, which is a county in Georgia, DeKalb County, Georgia, has raised its employee minimum wage to $19 per hour as of May 2026. Now, those are city workers. So if you work for example, if you deal with sanitation, I know DeKalb County has their own sanitation workers. So someone that may just be out to not the guy driving the truck, but just the guy that's dumping the cans, his pay probably will increase from maybe $12 to $19. I'm just throwing some numbers out there. I don't know how much they get paid. But now, if this was to happen throughout the United States, the dollar will collapse. Like, you're not gonna have, okay. So things are gonna go up. The prices of goods are gonna increase if they raise the minimum wage to $25 an hour, because the goods that you're selling for cheap, you have to increase the price to be able to pay your employees. That's just how it works. So a lot of the rich people that has these cheap products, for example, ramen noodles, they're real cheap. You can get like a whole pack for, a few dollars or something. And if those workers that package those noodles, if they go from making $13 an hour to $25 an hour, that pack of noodles is not going to be, that box of noodles, per pack, it's not going to be like whatever it is, 50 cents, 75 cents. It's going to be more like $3 now, which what you would probably be paying for a whole box. So this would actually make things worse. Cost of living is going to go up. Gas prices are skyrocketing for no reason. So Trump is saying that United States has all this oil. They're trying to sell oil to other countries. If you have so much oil, why is the gas prices over here going up? Because of the war. It's not really making sense. The whole thing behind this is that the dollar is getting ready to collapse, and they have to bring in a new currency, which is the mark of the beast. So it's inevitable that the implant is gonna come. It's gonna come soon, especially if they're trying to do things like this, raise minimum wage to $25 an hour in the next 5 years. That's gonna bring it in pretty quick. Okay, and we already know how Esau get down. Everything is done by design. He's gonna crash the dollar just to bring in this the mark, the MOTB, so he can have full control over you people. And now it's gonna go even further with brain implants, implant technology. Now they can actually it's certain implants that can allow you to use limbs that where you may be paralyzed in. So they have all kind of technology that's going to make this thing look good. Those are those wonders, part of those wonders that this devil is is going to have everybody and oohs and ahs in. They can, oh yeah, that makes sense. I haven't walked in this many years. Now I can finally do my physical therapy because I got this thing that'll help my legs operate. But a lot of people, they're gonna catch a lot of people like that, and simply some people are just gonna take it because they want to be able to buy and sell. But I'm gonna go down. It says federal minimum wage proposal, living wage act for all, living wage for all act introduces a May 2026. This proposal introduced in May 2026, which was recently. This proposal aims to increase the federal minimum wage from the current $7.25. Now that's really ridiculous if you look at the cost of living. A child working after school at a fast food restaurant, they can't even afford to buy clothes off of that. Like, you work 4 hours a day and you make $7.25 an hour. Like, that's nothing. That's what is that? That's around $30 an hour. I'm sorry, it's $30 a night. $30 a night. And you do that for a whole week. Say 3-4 nights out of the week. That's less than $100. Kids eat up more than that. So that's not going to do anything. That's why they should have really been increased. That 7 should at least be at 15 by now. Okay. So they have a plan to, I guess, gradually implement. It says for companies with over 500 employees, the wage will rise to 12 in 2026, hitting 25 by 2031. That lets you know that we're headed for more of a hyperinflation if they're trying to do something like this. Okay. All right, let's go to the scriptures. First, I want to start with, let's go to Lamentations. Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. And we're in those times because the hard time hasn't really hit yet. Jacob's trouble hasn't really set in. So the evil days have not really come. We're going to go into some of those accounts, but they haven't really come yet. It says, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And that time is now. Right before these evil times, all of these, the hours that you work, the money that you don't get to see and go straight towards bills, food. You don't really get to have a good time. Even if you do go out somewhere, when people hang out, it's not like how it used to be, unless you with like-minded people, family members or something like that. But these clubs and sports bars, people just go in there, drink, look depressed, drink some more. And that's it. Go home and do the same thing over again. There's no pleasure in that. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Yes, it's still, regular sunny days. You still got the moon and the stars at night. The lights haven't been darkened yet. like the scriptures say it's going to happen in those times. It says, when the day in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So yeah, we're about to head into those times where a lot of the people that got it like that, they're not gonna have, even if you don't have it like that, whether you got a good job or a regular job, it's gonna be a time where you're not gonna have a job. Esau gonna try and come in with the mark of the beast, and a lot of people gonna take it thinking it's gonna save them. It says, verse 4, it says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Yeah, the entertainment industry is gonna fail. No one's not gonna want to hear R&B music when your damn stomach touching your back. It's not gonna be any stores out here. As a matter of fact, let's get that in 2nd Ezra 6:22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Yeah, because it ain't gonna be no work. Who's gonna stock these shelves? It's gonna be a time where the store shelves get stocked one last time, and that's it. Everything's gonna fall. Everything's gonna collapse. People are gonna go grab what they need, walk out, and that's gonna be it. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Yeah, those air sirens that you hear going off in Tel Aviv nonstop. Well, that place is getting blown to hell right now. Also in Iran, that lets you know that those missiles are gonna be on the way soon after that. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Yeah, it's gonna be people. It ain't gonna be no friends. It's gonna be, if you in this truth, you're gonna have your brother, or you're gonna have people that's following you, because certain men, prophets, gonna be saviors in that time. It says, and of course the angels and Yahweh Shai is gonna be dealing with those men, and Yahweh himself. It says the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Yeah, everything is gonna be at a standstill. It ain't gonna be no money flowing. It's just gonna be people signing up to get the implant put in them, and other people getting rounded up, putting in concentration camps. And you're gonna have the people that the Lord's dealing with. Some of those people are gonna be put in concentration camps that the Lord's dealing with. It's just part of the fiery trial. But yeah, the minimum wage is not gonna fix these prophecies like these from happening. Increasing everything, the minimum to $25 an hour. That means, like I said, like I was making an example with the noodles, you're gonna be spending way more money on small things. And especially with everybody hating the United States, and with the tariffs and stuff, a lot of the things that are created outside of the country at a cheaper price and imported in, the tariffs are going to spike those up. Nothing's going to be cheap. When you read, what is that? Revelation 6:6, it talks about a penny for a barley a week. That's a day's pay for a meal. Basically what it's talking about. That's why you're going to have friends fighting like enemies. This minimum wage is not gonna happen. And then they say it's a 5 year plan. 5 years is 5 years like 100 years right now. Okay. Um, Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be a noise of, there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a crashing from the hills, and a great crashing from the hills." That's talking about the trade markets, the stock market, and the hills represents the governments. So people are gonna be, crying out about this money situation. It says, "How are ye inhabitants of Mektash? For all the merchants, all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off." Yep, that's showing you that this dollar is going to be finished, and this is an end time prophecy. Verse 14, "The great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasten greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly." So this is let you know this is right before the day of the Lord, which we about to go into those times. And there it is again. It says the day the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. We just read that in Second Ezra. Like a lot of these movies with showing post-apocalyptic movies where it's just all out war is going to be nothing but smoke in the sky. It's going to look like that for real, but it's not going to last long. Okay. And I'm gonna get one more in Job 20 and 10, because it talks about how they children shall try and please the poor. Job chapter 20 and verse 10, it says, "His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue." This is talking about Esau Edom. Like he may come out with that, with this new system, you can get this, you can get that, everybody's gonna start out with an 800 credit score. Ain't no telling what they're gonna, how they're gonna sell this thing. They really ain't gonna even need to sell it, because it's gonna be your new way of buying and selling. But it says, "Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue." He's not looking to help out the poor. He's looking to control more people. Revelations 13 and 16. It says, "And he causes all." It's talking about the beast. The beast is EU and NATO. All right, verse 16, it says, "And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Now, it don't matter if you get it in your right or your left hand. You get it in your hand. It don't matter if it's in your arm or in your foot. It's still in you. It says, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Okay, so when you actually go into that word mark, it's charagma in the Greek, and pretty much goes into an imprint in the skin. Okay, I don't have the blue letter pulled up where I can go into it, but yeah, that's talking about an actual something that's going to be put in your skin where you can buy and sell, and we can see that this place is headed straight to that direction. And we ain't gonna see no $25 minimum wage increase unless you got that thing in you. All right. So I'm gonna end it right there. I pray this was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Hakwadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles, great millstone that taught us his truth. Shalom to the elect.